What's up guys, duarktikhq with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to talk about Korg. We're going to talk about the T-Force, the ISO 8, and in which game modes this guy is going to shine. From the beginning I'm going to tell you that I look at this character and I thought it was not going to have a lot of value, but after testing him out I think he has a lot more value than you initially perceive, and in a wide variety of game modes. So we're going to talk about all of that, and as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, let's get started. As always, make sure you check out the channel for newer videos. We are uploading more videos daily, and we have why you should use Lady Deathstrike on the tech nodes of the incursion raids, and overall impression of the nowhere team and if you should skip him or not, and some controversies that there was with the event, and web warriors. Are web warriors still relevant? Can you use web warriors in the incursion raids? You'd be surprised with the answer. Okay, anyway, so let's take a look at Korg, and we can see Korg in action for a little bit, and the character is actually quite surprising. So okay, so you can see right here, we are using Korg together with Cosmo and a few random cosmic characters, and this is on Dark Dimension 4. We have some of these characters at Gear Tier 15 or so, and they are working very well with 3 yellow stars and 3 red stars only. Korg and Cosmo are definitely a great combination, and they have a lot of value. So I was quite surprised, especially with Korg, with how much utility he was bringing to the table and how much his stats would reflect in terms of performance. So speaking of stats, let's take a look at the website of marvelstrikeforce.com and take a look at those stats, because once again I think the stats right away you don't get the right picture of them. So you can see that HP unbuffed, this is without buffs, and you get 30% stats from Nova, 30% extra health, and you can see right away he has 1.1 million health, and this is without ISO 8. If you want to apply some ISO 8 at this point in time, let's put Fortifier, this is a popular option. So when you take a look at the stats with ISO 8, we are taking a look at 1.5 million health. Once again, he gets 30% more from Nova, so he's pretty thick. And then look at that armor. This is what I found the most impressive, is how much armor Korg has. And depending on the ISO 8 that you apply to him, he's going to have even more armor, doubling up this value. So we are taking a look at over 200,000 armor easily on Korg. The damage is also pretty decent, which was also surprising. The focus and resistance are fine, not a big deal, and the speed is also not rushed. Like I expected him to be extremely slow, like 100 or 90 or 80 or something like that, but no, it's actually 109, which is pretty fast. Okay, so in terms of stats, the guy is looking very good, and I just don't know what to say. Like I'm so blown away for his performance. You can see right here, once again, this is on Dark Dimension 4. He's tanking very well. He always has defense up, he always has a bunch of deflects, and once again, depending on the ISO 8 that you are using, he's going to have even more. He also applies, so not only is a protector, he's also kinda of a controller, and he also provides some support because and utility, because not only is giving buffs to the team, he gives defense up and deflects to the team. He also applies slow and turning wine to the enemies. He also clears negative effects on the enemies, which is super convenient. And the more deflects he has, the more armor he has, and this is how you can double up the value of the armor, because with each stack of deflect he gets 20% additional armor. If you have him together with Nova, he can get up to 10 deflects, which will triple the amount of armor that he gets. So that's quite massive. Like, he's just so tanky, and with all these extra features that he has, this is definitely a character that you want to consider put some investment in. Like, even if you just give him the Gear Tier 15, which is fine, then put him some additional levels like level 85, level 90 maybe, because yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, like even at low stats, level 80, level 85, level even 75 is quite impressive on his performance. So you can see right there, applying slow to multiple characters, and on Alliance Wars he also turn rewinds the enemies. So overall, this character is quite great. Okay, so now that we have an idea of what he's able to do, let's take a look at his T4s and see which T4s you should consider. Okay, so taking a look at the website, once again, tier 4 confidence, we have this is his passive, and the passive is a must-have T4. I'm just checking out. Okay, so the passive is the one that gives defense up and deflect for 2 turns or 2 stacks of deflects, and this happens every time he spawns. So even when he's revived, which is being revived all the time, let's be honest, he's going to give those defense ups and deflects for 2 turns, which is just massive. In terms of the ultimate is actually not that special. It's mostly for Alliance Wars. So if you do the T4 on this one, it's going to turn rewind the enemies. So the value is coming in Alliance Wars. The special is the same thing, but instead of just turn rewinding, is also applying slow to the enemies, and is also giving offense up for 2 turns. So once again, not only is a protector, not only is a controller with all these slows and turn rewinds, he's also a great support with these different buffs that he provides. And the T4 that, in my opinion, you can pretty much skip if you want, because he applies slow for 2 turns on the basic. So depending on which ISO weight you choose, you can skip the T4 on the basic because it only applies slow for 2 turns instead of 1 turn. Okay, so, and as you can see from my game, these are the T4s that I'm using. I'm using all of them because I'm using Korg as a striker. And with that said, let's talk about the ISO 8. So once again, we're going to take a look at the popular choices of ISO 8. And I find very surprising, why is he a skirmisher? Like, let's try to rationalize here. Korg is a fast character, but he's not like that fast. 109 is not super fast, he's quite slow compared to the rest of the team. So giving him skirmisher, it's usually something that you want to give to characters that do counter attacks, characters that assist a lot, or characters that are very fast. Korg is none of those, so I'm not sure why most of the people playing Marvel Strike Force are giving him skirmisher, because yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Then we have the fortifier. Now, if you take this character to fortifier level 5, that would be great because he's getting the drain on top of the barrier and the minor defense up. But to be honest, the barrier is nice, but how fast you can stack up on those deflects with Korg and Striker, I just find Striker to be a lot better. With Striker, you can also steal health from the enemies and heal yourself, so you are compensate the fact that you don't have the drain from the fortifier. On top of that, if you're using Korg together with Nova, which, let's be honest, they are part of the same team, right? Then you can stack up these deflects up to 10, and for each deflect that you have, on top of getting all those additional benefits that we talked about before, like the additional armor, you can also get 5% extra damage for each of the deflects that he has. So because as a striker he stacks up these deflects so fast, with each attack he gets 2 deflects, so if you do the basic you can get 4 deflects. That's going to be an increase of 80% armor and 20% more damage. So can you understand why I prefer him as a striker? You're getting the additional effects of the slow for 2 turns, you're getting 20% more damage and 80% more armor with just 1 basic attack. So let's be honest, it doesn't make any sense otherwise, in my opinion. Okay, then we have the Raider and we have the Healer. While he has decent amount of health, the Healer you want for characters with a lot of health and that are also faster, which is not the case for him. And the Raider, he attacks multiple targets just with his special, which has a low cooldown, but let's be honest, is not that big of a deal. So in terms of ISO weight, in my opinion, the best ISO weight is definitely the Striker, and Fortifier is only a good option if you are taking Fortifier to level 5. And even to level 5, once again, to be honest, I just think the Striker is way better. He doesn't need additional focus, and the additional armor and damage is way more important than anything else that we can get with this character. So overall, like, I'm quite glad with the performance of this character. I think he is quite great. You can see right here that it just does great in all kinds of game modes. In this specific video, we are taking a look at Dark Dimension because I'm considering him for Dark Dimension. But in the next video, where we'll take a look at Cosmo, we're gonna take a look at Alliance Wars, and just the three characters, Korg, Cosmo, and Nova, that are able to destroy multiple teams that are quite good. Other reason why you don't want to use Fortifier, it's because Cosmo and Nova also give barriers, so you can only stack up the barrier to 30%, so it's going to go for a waste. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, Striker is definitely the best option. I don't know what people are thinking on. Maybe they didn't try this character yet, but you can see right now he got right away 3 deflects, offense up, and this death proof. So, and he also has a little bit of barrier. So once again, it doesn't make sense to use any other isolate for him. And in terms of the T4s, as we just mentioned, I think if you are going as a striker, you want to use all of them, but you can definitely skip the basic. It's the least important of the other ones. And that's it for Korg. First impressions, great character. I think it's something that is going underlooked, the value of this character. And once again, not only you can use him in Alliance Wars, you can also use him in raids right now, especially at low level raids, if you don't have this character super geared up and with yellow stars and red stars and so on. But Dark Dimension is also a possibility. If we make a 3 no-air team man for Dark Dimension, especially the upcoming Dark Dimension 6, I think you are going to get a lot of value out of this character. So yeah, once again, quite surprised with this performance. I'm really blown away with what he's able to do. And make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming video where I will take a look on Cosmo and how this team performs just as a 3-piece in Alliance Wars. I think we'll be blown away with the results. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you think about Korg. Were you able to pull some big red stars for him? That would be great, because once again, with these amazing stats, those red stars are really going to improve even more his performance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.